Welcome everyone to Cisco Canada's Virtual Kitchen. Today is food service versus TikTok episode, show, whatever you want to call it. But welcome Richard Jacob to today's show. We are so excited for what you guys are going to do today. A little TikTok action.
Episode 5.
Is this number 5?
This is episode number 5.
Número 5.
To see these guys tackle some amazing TikTok recipes into food service ideas. Is that right, Richard?
Yeah, we've got some great videos. I think we can make them work, but we're going to find out here. So let's roll that intro and we'll get right back at this.
Awesome. Welcome everyone back to versus TikTok. Richard, what are we tackling today? Let's get right into this. Let's dive.
You know what? The number one thing I want to tackle today is wowing our guests. Now that we're back into restaurants, now that we've got the masks off and we can see the smiles and all that sort of stuff that we've got coming, I think it's as early as next week. Looking forward to it. We've been eating out of takeout boxes, and I have to hand it to a lot of the operators out there for coming up with really great takeaway packaging to make it feel a little bit better, to make it look a little bit better. I think we finally said goodbye to that styrofoam clamshell. I hope we did. And if
I think that's buried. Not buried. It's not buried.
So today we've got a couple of great videos, but they need some presentation, some wow. So what I thought we would do today is we'd really get right outside that box. I said outside the box. We're going to get outside the box, and we're going to do a couple of recipes. The first one is a really great video I came across. This guy puts like a French onion soup essentially into a bun, and I think it's brilliant. However, I think it's ugly. So why don't we roll that? It's a 1 minute clip. It's unfortunate that this guy took so long on TikTok. Usually they're so quick, but at least he doesn't dance. I guess that's the winner there. So let's roll this video and we'll take a look at what French onion soup looks like.
Then to make this thick, you're gonna.
Oh, sorry.
If you like French
Richard,
onion soup half as much as I do, then you're gonna love these French onion soup stuffed buns with Gruyere cheese, Swiss cheese, and French bread. It's going down. All right, here's what you're going to need to do. Saute some onions.
So you're going to make this better.
Become soft. Add a little bit of butter and continue to stir until they become brown. Add some chopped thyme, some salt and pepper, obviously. Mix it all together. Then add some Worcestershire sauce for that umami flavor. Mix it all up and cook it down for a few more minutes. Then to make this thick, you're going to want to add all-purpose flour. And for the concentrated soup element, combine some beef bouillon cubes with 2 tablespoons of water and continue to cook that down until it's dry and there's no more liquid. For the bread element, I'm using refrigerated French bread dough.
We're not going to do
that into 6 equal pieces and then flatten it out with my hands using some additional.
You're not going to do that. You just
hit the center with about a tablespoon of the onion mixture and then place a cube of Gruyere cheese and then pinch it close and then roll it into a ball, place it on a baking sheet and hit it with some egg wash. Then sprinkle on some Swiss cheese and bake it at 450 for 25 minutes.
The mise en place.
That's
a
lot of labor.
All right.
All righty then. So what I think that we're going to do today is we're going to turn this into a Stromboli. It's pizza's unknown little brother. We have all had a pizza. We've all had a calzone, and this is something that's been done over and over and over again during our home dining experiences for the last while. But a Stromboli is a great way to take that idea and turn it into something good. So we're going to start off here with a pizza dough, not refrigerated, store-bought bread. I made up a pizza dough. This is going to be really nice. And we're just going to make, now my version of it, instead of doing French onion soup, because I'm a Leicester's guy, get that? We're going to do a Reuben Stromboli. So first things
Reuben
first.
Stromboli.
Yeah. So I got some Thousand Island dressing. We're just going to use that as our sauce. So no tomato sauce. We've got Thousand Island dressing. And then we need sauerkraut. So sprinkle the sauerkraut in there. Make sure that you strain out the sauerkraut pretty well because it's pretty juicy. But that's going to give you that that umami flavor that he talks about. He likes so much in there. And then, of course, what would it be without Montreal smoked meat. Now, this is a fun little guy here. We sell this in a 20 by 140 gram. It's funny, it's really cool. If you go to our website and you look up smoked meat, you can print off these really cool product sheets. And if you look at the top corner, get that, Jay? Do you see that? That's the Cisco code. You can go in and say, hey, I want the Cisco code for that product.
What we'll do, Richard, we'll put those on the bottom of the video on YouTube. And when this gets put up onto YouTube, we'll put those codes down there for people to. Now, can you just kind of share us a close-up of smoked meat?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a little closer of this. Let's come around. Let's check it out. So what do you look for in a good smoked meat? Like, what do you look for?
Marbling, for sure. Look at that marbling.
Yeah, you want the marbling. So in the brisket, in the middle, there's that ridge of marbling. Yeah. And you want to blend that throughout with strips from the other end of the brisket, which are going to be completely lean, right? So what we do is we actually hand hack each one of these to make sure there's a complement of lean and fat pieces in there.
So is that one package then? You would just use
one package I'm using, one package.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of meat for one package. That's a lot of meat, dude.
Yeah, 140 grams. So what's that? 5 ounces? I'm not a mathematician.
That's still a lot. Like, that's a lot. Like, I think you could get 2 orders out of that.
You could, but I think that when you have smoked meat or corned beef, hey, you know what? Isn't it St. Patty's Day this week? Yeah. I think that you really want to pile that on thick. I think people like it, and you can do it. Okay, so here we've got Thousand Island dressing. We've got some really strained out sauerkraut. We've got the beautiful Lester's Montreal smoked meat. Can't be a Stromboli without lots of cheese. Okay, but again,
what kind of cheese? What kind of cheese, Richard?
I would use what I've got in here, which is a nice mix of brick and Gruyere, like Swiss cheese and brick cheese. You want to have a nice flavor come out of it. And then we're just going to give this a roll. And this is where Stromboli gets its fame from, is it's a rolled up pizza. Like so. And then, because you want to make a nice presentation out of this, we want to make it look good and not just look like a log on the plate. We're going to give that a bit of a smush down so that we're going to create layers in there. Trim the ends for presentation. 3 beautiful cuts across the top. And then we're going to bake that in the oven. And when it comes out, you're going to get this beautiful, so this is the start, this beautiful pizza rolled up. And inside, you're going to have all those layers of rolled up smoked meat, cheese, sauerkraut, and dough.
Cool, dude.
And then thanks to the miracle of modern television, we have one already done. And that's what it came out of the oven looking like. Look at that.
Now, Richard, that's got to be super cost effective too.
Oh my goodness. People are looking to make money right now, and this is definitely a way to do that.
Okay, low cost.
In the oven. I think I'm going to have this for lunch.
But this is super low cost. I'm starting to dig this, dude.
Now, remember what I said earlier about making it look good? Because we want to give our guests a really great experience at the table. We want to come to the table with something fun that they can share, because everyone loves to share food at the table. So it's got to be shareable, and it's got to be a presentation that makes people go, ooh, outside the box. So I'm going to give this guy a couple of slices. Like that. And then look, I got something different for a plate here. You know what? You can buy these at any of your favorite restaurant supply stores. They come in all different sizes. I'm going to use 2 different ones today. It's got the little glass ramekin on the end there for our tomato sauce, because a good Stromboli or a good calzone, they need to have the marinara sauce for dipping. So we've got that. And then we can just simply lay this out like this and give ourselves a wonderful presentation. And you can see there, look at that. Got all these wonderful layers of smoked meat, cheese, the dough. We've got, can you hear me well enough on that? And and the marinara sauce for dipping. Mm-hmm. Now, doesn't that look a little bit better than the little bun?
Yeah, I just think from a cost, like, I'm blown away. The cost would be super cheap in that. Lots of value.
You can make dough for really, really cheap, obviously, or you can even buy a pre-sheeted dough from your favorite Cisco sales associate and wrap that up. I eat 4 ounces of cheese, 5 ounces of smoked meat, some Thousand Island dressing. I'd make.
I love how you rolled it, though, Richard. I like how you rolled it.
You know what? I am a professional roller.
I think you.
Yes, I am. I would roll with the best of them. Anyways, that's my take on the TikTok challenge of the stuffed bun. I'm going to pass the camera over to my friend Jay. We're breaking in a new chef today.
Oh, we have a question here. I do have a question for you, Rich, before we go over to Jacob. How long to bake? How long to bake that, and what temperature to ensure it cooks through?
Okay, so pizza. That's a really great question because a lot of chefs keep their ovens at 350, and that's great for baking a cake, but it is not good for baking a pizza. Crank that oven all the way up. I am very fortunate enough to have a nice professional gas oven here, and I can crank that up through the roof. But definitely, you want to have at least 425, preferably 475 degrees to get that nice color on the outside and to get that all the way through. Bread loves to be baked at super high temperatures, especially pizza. This took about 12 minutes.
12 minutes? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Awesome. Let's go over to Jacob. Jacob, are you ready to rock this?
Ready to rock. That was awesome, Richard. I really, really like the idea. I went something slightly similar. So I thought, well, a stuffed bun. I thought about maybe a little steam bun or something like it. But in trying to think about a food service and saving some labor and just making it super easy to execute in a restaurant, I thought, why don't we stuff a French baguette with a steak? So what I did
French
is
with a steak. Okay. I'm just clarifying.
I know. So I got French baguette. I just cut it just to the length of the steak, and I actually cut and pre-seared the steak already. So let me give you a bit of a close-up so you can perhaps see just a little bit better.
Ooh, fancy.
I know. So just cut the steak, seared it, and then I'm going to rub the inside of the baguette, which I hollowed out already, so right here, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of horseradish, so creamy horseradish sauce that we make here at Lynch Foods, and it's amazing. It's got nice little bite, and it works really well with beef, roast beef, anything that you would put horseradish in. I actually put it on oysters sometimes. Instead of just buying the grated horseradish, I like using it on oysters. Now, we got the steak, like I said, seared, and all I did was just season it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and I just gave it a sear, but the inside is still quite rare. And the idea is that I'm going to stuff it in here, and you just got to make sure that you hollow out that bread enough so that you can push that steak nice and easy on the inside. And it's almost like a magic trick. No steak? Yes, steak. No mistakes. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it on a sheet tray, which I had, and the magic of television will make it pop out already made. So you're going to put it in the oven, and like I said, the steak has been seared already, and really all we got to do is leave it in there for 3 to 4 minutes, because the idea is to not get the bread too crunchy, but we do want to cook the steak on the inside a little bit. So we take out the steak, it's been cooked, and just like Richard was saying, I think presentation is really where all these items could really shine. So my idea when I was thinking about this, and let me bring this back a little bit. Well, nope. We're going to bring it back here, hopefully, if the cameras cooperate.
So, Jacob, I'm going to jump in here because I think it's so cool, and this is going to also tie back into Richard, is that research. I just read some new trends that are coming through right now, and they're actually talking about this whole creative and playfulness experiences again for customers to come in. And it's really about enjoying everything, getting rid of that anxiety, or helping with removing it from the pandemic lockdowns, right? They're recognizing the importance of uplifting people again while they're dining out and having fun again. So you guys are nailing it with these kind of things.
And I think that's the thing. You know, I was thinking about a steak sandwich and how could we play around with the bread element, and a little bit of fun. And my idea with this too is that once you actually cut it, and you will see shortly how I'm going to plate it, it kind of reminded me of a beef Wellington. And, you know, beef Wellington is not really something that you see in restaurants nowadays, nor do you really want to.
We need Gordon Ramsay to chime in right now and evaluate your beef Wellington, because that's a popular TikTok trend.
It actually is. However, once we actually played this, and I had a little bit of fun, you know, just you get to see the color of the steak, nice mid-rare in the middle, and it actually just looks like a mini beef Wellington. And it's really just a stuffed baguette with a steak. And I mean, I cut a steak into 3 strips. So I'm getting, maybe 3-4 ounces per baguette that I cut. So that was roughly a third of a baguette. So you can really stretch out both the bread element and the beef element. And I'm going to plate it with just a little bit more horseradish sauce that you could just put either on top or maybe dip it. You could also get...
Now, is that made from scratch or is that pre-done horseradish?
So this is actually our Lynch horseradish.
See how that worked, Richard? Did you see that?
I love that.
Did you like that walk-in? Did you like
that?
It comes like that. How runny is it? Right, I'm not a fan of runny. It's not that runny, is it?
Oh, you know what? It's really not that runny. Like I said, I actually use it on oysters sometimes. And I'll show you here just, so it's, it's actually not that runny. Okay. It's pretty creamy, actually. I really like the viscosity and the flavor. It's got a bit of a bite, just like you would expect from horseradish. So that is my take on a stuffed beef in a baguette sort of thing.
That's really great. And I think that what we really want to drive home is just, giving the guests, some fun experiences and some plate presentations and all that sort of stuff that just welcome them back into the restaurant so that they're not looking at the same old. Oh, it's a chicken burger with French fries. No offense to chicken burgers and French fries, but like at the end of the day, it's just not as interesting as a Stromboli or a stuffed baguette. It's a great idea.
Absolutely. Well, Richard, what else do we have? What's the second trend that we're going to do today?
Well, I think what we're going to do now is we are going to pay some bills. So I think Jay will roll an ad, and we're going to come back. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Sundays, and it's only Wednesday.
That had a little cheese on it, buddy.
oh, now I got to find the cheese. Oh no, I just put there. What's the cheese?
Awesome. We'll be right back after this, folks.
Looking for staff training, food cost advantages, interested in robotics for your business? Cisco Advantage features best-in-class companies to make sure you have the right tools to optimize your business and increase traffic. We have negotiated exclusive Cisco discounts with business partners to help you compete, stay in the game, and focus on what you do best. Our collection of offerings includes specialized services, technology, tools, and personalized consultations designed to make you more efficient, increase your profits, and make it easier for you to manage your operations. Visit cisco.ca or speak with your Cisco representative to learn more.
Awesome. Welcome back, everyone, to Cisco's Virtual Kitchen. Food service versus TikTok. We're seeing some amazing ideas from Richard and Jacob today. So thanks again, gentlemen. We are into round 2. This is round two of the ideas. And I think it's so cool that you're touching a lot on these ideas that are really out there within the trends that they're looking for in 2022. So thank you again for doing that. And great ideas, simple ideas for our customers. And I love the fact that they're cost effective because we have to watch that.
Restaurants, got to make money, and that's just the way it works, and got to create great experiences, but you also have to make some money. So round two, this one's fun because I don't think ever in the history of SVK, Lester's, or even Cisco food service restaurants anywhere in Canada have we ever seen a meat Sunday. That's right. Savory Sundays. I came across this video that I'm going to get you to roll in a second here of this guy. I'm guessing he's American. I'm guessing it's the South somewhere, and he's got a Sunday that he's making. So roll the clip because let's take a look at what he does with a Sunday.
Okay, let me just make sure I cue it up here. Here we go.
He's asked if our brisket Sunday is a dessert. Here's what it really is.
Pasta, beans, creamed corn. Yes, the resistance. Oh, and barbecue sauce. That's the Sunday. Look at us all a little bit of crema. Fantastic. Oh, queso fresco. That looks delicious.
That was cool, dude. That was now I gotta throw this out here, and I'm sorry, Richard. I may interrupt you here, but is there a new trend of food Sundays now?
We are creating it here today.
We're going to create this
first time in Canadian food service history. We're creating something new.
We're creating a new. It's not a dessert. It's a food sundae.
And in TikTok fashion, here's my bit. You can say, listen, did you know it became illegal to sell ice cream sodas in Evanston, USA on a Sunday? So local shop owners got around this by changing out the soda for syrup. Hence the word Sunday. And it just stuck. So today we have the Sunday. That's the true story.
You did a little history.
I read it on the internet. That's how I know it's true.
That's cool. That's cool.
Actually,
I love the history.
We'll just go to weirdfacts.org
Okay.
to get the fact of the day out.
All right, let's tackle this, brother. Let's see what you got.
Okay, so again, this guy created something amazing. I love the idea of a savory sundae. I just felt his presentation was not great. It just didn't say, whee! It looked like something you just walk around the state fair at. So let's make that different. Now, sundaes are great, but my favorite kind of sundae is a banana split. So look at this. That's a wonderful dish. That's not a white. That's clear. That's right, baby. Clear dish. And again, your local restaurant, supply shops, whatever, they're going to carry stuff like this. It's not a dishwasher friendly. It's all the fun stuff. So we're going to start with that. Now, I brought in some. We need a banana. Richard, we need a banana. What makes a better banana than a sausage? Hang on a second here. So
from Lester's.
So here we go. Here's my shtick. This is a fully cooked tomato basil sausage. It's like our take on an Italian sausage, just way better because the flavors in here, the sun-dried tomato and the basil, are really, really, really like in your face.
Hey, Richard, how long has Lester been making sausages like that?
Since 1931.
You guys know a little bit about making a good sausage. Huh?
We do, Lester's.
You guys got some experience there. You don't make a bad sausage.
You're baiting me into a
No. I think that's great. Okay. No, I just because there's a lot of sausages out there in the marketplace when it comes to different flavors. You guys been doing this since almost 100 years.
Yeah, you know what? That's why we're celebrating our Lester's 90 this year. It's a big thing for us to have this. So I wanted to make a banana split without any bananas, like I said. So we've got this wonderful tomato basil, like Italian sausage, essentially. We sell these. And again, you can go to lesters.ca and you can pull off all the information you need, including that fun little Cisco code at the top. So yeah, off we go.
Yes, we'll have that code, folks, for everyone on the bottom of our YouTube channel. Now, I want to say this, Richard, because I think the thing is we always tend to we intentionally forget, but we kind of once in a while that biggest thing is not going away is that this has to be Instagram worthy.
Yeah.
Right. It needs to be. I need to take a picture of it. Right. Because that is also a huge trend again coming back in 2022.
It definitely is. If you're at a restaurant and you're serving food to a guest and they don't whip out their camera and Instagram it, you've missed the boat on the presentation, in my opinion. Here we go. I'm not going to grab that with my hands. And then so for the meat, for the brisket, now of course we're Lester's, so we got lots of briskets in house. We got great big smokers the size of city blocks. So we're going to have oh, I broke my cornbread. Well, that's just that. Anyways, so we have some Lester's pulled smoked brisket. So this is just a brisket. We didn't do anything to it except for just ran it through the smoker, gave it a pull at the end of the day, and froze it. It's fantastic. It's got a wonderful hardwood smell to it and flavor, like it's smoked, hardwood smoke. It's delicious. And again, it's simple to use. It's just a heat and serve product, right? And we just make a fun little presentation out of it. So we got our banana in the middle, right? We got that. I'm definitely going to throw some coleslaw in. You can't have Southern barbecue without coleslaw. So we're going to hit that nice coleslaw here.
So I'm just going to go back. I think the thing is also on this whole, they call it innovative food offerings. So they also indicate on this 2022 trends report that I got here is also there's no playing it safe anymore. Go all out, right?
Yeah.
And there's an example we put on the screen here is that Velvet Tacos, which is a cool taco chain down in the United States, is that they're featuring, I'm not going to say WTF, weekly taco features using all sorts of strange ingredients. I love it. Like, how fun is that?
You know, tacos is a big trend. There's a place, the Grand Electric down in Toronto on Queen West. They have a really great taco joint there where they're doing fun stuff with flavored bourbons. They're making really groovy cocktails and stuff like that. And they're getting into some really cool tacos. And the one I had there had like beef cheek on it. And that's not something you would typically think of having with a taco, but it was fantastic. And again here, they used cream corn. I like cream corn, but like when you're going to have a little plate like this, you definitely want to hit it with some corn. So I've got some corn relish going on in here. We're going to bring that together like that. Now, what I would do here at this particular point, I would have your little ramekin with some sauces. But again, that's a lot of dish work, so I don't know. Shout out to my friends over at Lynch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lynch's crunchy mustard goes well with so many things. So we're just going to put a big pile of that here at the end because you're going to want to dip your bread in it. You're going to want to dip the meats into it. You're going to want to dip the sausage. Everything is going to want to go well with that. Cornbread. Cornbread loves maple syrup. So again, just a little maple syrup over the top here of the cornbread. Just give it a little bit of a drizzle. My broken cornbread, live TV. These things happen, folks. Barbecue sauce, Lynch's smoky barbecue sauce. Give this a drizzle and just be creative with it. Like, you know, just give it a go.
But I just have fun again, right? Let's just have fun again, Richard.
You know, let's just bring it back. So now when you go into a restaurant and you order a banana split sundae and it comes out looking like this, man, that there is
simple, easy, cost-effective,
profitable, and it's cool to look at. You bring that to the table, people are going to look at it and be like, "Blah, give me my phone. I got to get this on the gram real quick," you know, because it's really cool. It's a different take on things. And we used a sundae dish to create a shareable at the table. And like you go into like your local steakhouse, like the Rockdale here in Collingwood, and they've got meat platters. You know, they come out on a chopping block. It's very kind of old school, and they need to modernize and get into something like this. It's way more interesting, a lot more fun, and you get a lot of things on here, a lot of flavors. So that's my take on a savory sundae banana split.
Alrighty, well, let's go over to Jacob. Jacob, let's tackle what you're tackling here.
I'm still blown away by Richard's sundae. Honestly, here at Lynch, we make a lot of ice cream toppings and a lot of milkshake syrup. So we're always about talking about sundaes. But if ever on the road, you're stopping at some dairy bar and you're thinking, you know what, maybe I'm not feeling like a sweet treat, and you order that sort of sundae that Richard's presented, I'd be floored. That's perfect for the road on the way up to a cottage. You know, just big sausage, cornbread. I love that. Now, I was also thinking, let's feel a bit summery. Let's have a bit of fun. So I thought, why don't we make some sort of like a taco 7-layer dip sort of sundae? So a savory sundae that's full of fresh flavors, colors, different sauces. So really, when I think sundaes, I think colors, sauces, toppings. So we're going to build a Chipotle chicken taco dip sort of sundae. So we got a bunch of different layers here.
All right.
At the very bottom, we're going to do some refried beans. And I'm also using a clear vessel here because you do want to see the layers. You want to have a little bit of fun there. So I got a bit of refried beans. Now we're going to do a bit of corn. So I just charred some corn on the grill. Nothing too crazy, just pretty easy. We just want to play around, have some fun, build the colors. I'm also going to go with a bit of Mexican rice. Why not? Make it a little bit hearty. And again, we're just, the original video was kind of a bit of a heart attack in a cup. So why not just add a bit more heartiness to that? And all that I want is just playing around with the different colors. And now we're going to go fresh. So we're going to go a bit of guac. So I just made this. But you could just pipe it in there or spoon it in. And again, you really just want fun. You want color. You want different layers. And then I thought, well, why don't we use some salsa? But then I've been playing around with some of Lynch's bruschetta mix here. And believe it or
That's a good
not,
idea.
Is that come like that? Like it comes done?
It comes like that. It's prepared. I'll show you actually right here. I have just a little deli with it. And it's, a little bit hearty. It's beautifully seasoned. It's not too heavy on the Italian sort of seasoning. It actually it works as a salsa. I've put it on mussels. So it's an excellent product that I'm kind of working into this Mexican sort of Sunday, but I'm going to use that as a salsa. And when I was thinking about food operators, I thought, well, what are fun things that they could do using ingredients that they already have? In most places, they serve a nacho, right? So this is all the stuff that you would kind of put on the nachos, but you could create it just as an LTO, just a little fun thing that you could put maybe on a dessert menu or just play around with the Sunday idea, but not really have to bring anything else in. And for the chicken, so the Chipotle chicken that I described, I use our Chipotle sauce. So I marinated our chicken in some of the Chipotle sauce, and I actually kept some just marinated here without cooking. So I just want you to see the color. It's a very, very nice sauce, and then it also caramelizes beautifully. So, I just put this on the grill, and you get a bit of char. And when I think, chicken, I want a bit of char, and I want that flavor to really come through. So I've got my chicken here, and I'm going to put that on top as an added layer. And that's really just going to bring it together. Now, when you think Sundays, I think toppings. So I'm going to play around with some garnish and use it as toppings. So I have my sundae over here. We'll do, let's say, a little bit of green onion, just like you would put sprinkles on a sundae, maybe a pickled red onion for color.
Ooh, I like that.
Do some jalapeno rounds, a little
spicy.
Little picked cilantro. Actually, you know what? We're going to put the cilantro at the very last moment because I'm also used that Chipotle sauce that I mentioned earlier, and I made a Chipotle Mayo. So equal parts Chipotle sauce, and it's a little bit, it adds a bit of runniness to it, like the sauce itself with the mayo. So you really don't even have to add anything else to it. It's just mayo and the Chipotle sauce. So I'm going to give that a little bit on top. And again, I'm just thinking, all those crazy sauces that you see in ice cream sundaes, well, why not use it in the savory sundae? And this green sauce over here, I really just took a chimichurri that I originally actually made for that steak feature that I showed you earlier, but I wanted to go with the horseradish sauce. So I actually had the chimichurri made already, and all I did was just blend it with a little bit red wine vinegar and a little bit more parsley just for that greenness to come right through. So I'm going to put that on top. And I'm going to just finish it with a little bit of that cilantro. So here we go. We have a pretty good looking sundae. We're playing around with the colors, the layers, and it's just amazing. I think this looks pretty good compared to that TikTok video that we saw. And I'm just ready to eat it as soon as we're done here. So it's beautiful, beautiful chicken, Chipotle chicken sundae.
So I love it.
I love it. So I got to mention a few things here I like about it, Richard. I mean, Richard and Jacob. I like the fact, Jacob, that you hold in your hand, right?
Yep.
Right. You can have some nachos.
Sorry, Jay, to interrupt, but I do have some nachos. So really, that plating idea would be getting that sundae right on a plate and just putting this right around the table.
Exactly.
So that people can share it. It could be one of the appetizers that you order when you first get there. And all to the point of this show today, we just want to have fun again. We're happy to be out in patios, having a bit of fun, just enjoying time, seeing smiles, laughing around the table. What better way to do it than with a sundae?
I love it, dude. Well done. I love it. And like the theme, like Jacob was saying, everyone, is that we're seeing this in the trends for this year, is getting out there. Now that we can actually, because you couldn't do that in a box. Hey Richard?
No,
you couldn't do that in a box.
You can do it in a bento box, but by the time it gets to you, it doesn't have the fun in it anymore. No. And as much as I want to give kudos out there to the operators that did pivot very well to takeout and using really cool takeout containers to really up that game. It was great. We all thank you for it. But now that it's time to come back inside your restaurant, little things like that you put in the box that really showcase that clear. Again, I love the glass. Obviously, I'm working with it today. I love the glass. You can see what's in there. You can share it and talk about it. And again, put it on the gram, share it with your friends and family, support your local restaurants. So again, I think it's a great winner. Off camera here, while you were making that, I got heckled from the peanut gallery upstairs. That would be my wife, Kim. And she said, "Did you really just make that without baked beans?" So anyway, so we added some baked beans to Sunday. She says, "You can't have a meat platter without baked beans." So we've added some nice smoky baked beans to that dish. I guess that's going to bring it together. I did eat that broken piece of cornmeal off camera too. My goodness.
It's so funny, Richard, because I also forgot an item for my steak dish. And I actually had made...
What is that? What is that, Jake?
I just made some kettle chips. So I think it's super fun to just kind of, again, eat around the table.
Those are cool. How would you do? Tell us more.
Just mandolin some potatoes. I think this is 2 potatoes, 2 small russet potatoes, into the fryer. 30 seconds, you're out. A little bit of seasoning. Salt. That's it. That's it. Super easy. Super cost effective.
So I got to throw this. Sorry, Jacob. So I got to interrupt because I get excited about this stuff, folks. And I think the cool thing about this is, so those right there with the sea salt, I threw sea salt on mine, but I used beets. I did beet chips. Yeah. Richard, did I ever tell you this? I used to use beet chips in our place. But here's what I did. And one of the top trends is that creating that experience for diners in celebrating that they're coming back into your restaurant and stuff. We're doing a show in a couple of weeks tackling free dishes again. A free dish, right? And seeing what we can do, because because like that potato, so that may cost you what, 30 cents, 40 cents, that dish. What do you have right there, Jacob? Right? Why? And we know that food prices and inflation, but if you gave a customer a little, like an appetizer plate, like you have there of those chips, right? You don't need a dip. They may ask for a dip, and that's fine. Yeah. But I never served them with a dip, and I did beets. Beet chips are beautiful because they're bright purple. And we put them like in a little bowl, and we brought them out there. Obviously, everyone got a plate of beet chips and salted, because that one, boom, back to this whole thing. Remember the old days of increasing liquor sales and drinks and everything else. But it's just a nice way to say thank you again for being in my place. It will be a battle of marketing this year, folks, of restaurants wanting people to come into their restaurant again. But why not say thank you? It's not going to cost you a lot. We know that food inflation's high. We have a lot of dish ideas. These dishes are not super expensive. Yeah. You know, Richard's created some cool ideas there. Same with Jacob. Those ain't expensive dishes. Those got lots of profit margins in it. Why not give your guests just a thank you for coming back out and celebrating that we're back at it, and it's just so exciting. That's a great idea.
That's such a great point, Jay, because honestly, these kettle chips, you could also deploy them elsewhere in your menu as a possible side. Yeah. Sometimes you don't want fries. You know, all it takes is 2-3 people that day that order the kettle chips as opposed to the fries, and you've paid for the free kettle chips that you gave every table. They'll see it around. They'll be like, "Hey, can I get that as a side for my burger instead?" And more cost effective. And again, you're saying thank you. And I think everybody is a little bit more grateful nowadays. And we want to go and share the love. Just same way that we go support the restaurants. They're supporting the fact that we're the patrons now. So it's super fun. I agree with you completely.
Yeah, great idea. And both of you. So hats off again, Richard and Jacob, again for tackling this.
You know, episode 5, this one was really fun. And again, making this all about what the guest sees when it gets to their plate. You know what I mean? Bring out your different plates. You know, there's a very famous restaurant in Chicago called Alinea, and every single dish they make has its own plate. And their plates made specifically for that.
Yeah, I've heard about that place, to be honest.
We should go. We should go to the NRA show and go there for dinner.
Yeah. It's on the list. It's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list.
Definitely on my bucket list. You know, but that said, can you create your own dishes? You know, like that? No. But can you go to your restaurant supply store, find some dishes that are kind of cool, that aren't just your standard round white plates that we've been living off of for the last 30 years? If we can find something, you know, in the glass aisle, you know, and or in that's a black plate you got under there, Jacob.
I love black plates, Richard. I think the contrast with food, and I hear you completely. Most of the stuff that I plate, even at home, I have black plates. It looks nice. It just meet with your plate first, right? Comes to the table, and it already catches your attention. And like you guys said, trend-wise, if you're not taking a picture and posting on Instagram before you even take a bite, did you really present it nicely?
Exactly. There's your test, right? If you see people out with their cameras, their phones out, taking pictures of your food, you've nailed it. And I think that's a good test in a sense when you are building menu ideas for your restaurant. Check what your staff thinks about them. Is it something that they would post as well or encourage people to post? I'm serious. That is free marketing, and it is big impact on people seeing your show, seeing your stuff out there in social media world where there's tens of millions of ideas posted every day from restaurants. So stand out. Great
It's
stuff,
a free
guys.
focus group, really, right? It's you have your staff. That's a focus group. It's industry. They know the restaurant business. They want to be proud to serve the plates that you're making in the kitchen. So use them, really. Get them to try things and listen to their feedback as well.
I agree. Awesome again, guys. Thank you so much for all the hard work and all the great ideas. For everyone else, tune in tomorrow. We're back again on the SVK network at 12 p.m. or noon for our Hashing Out with IPS. And we're going to be tackling, we know it's St. Patty's. We're going to have some fun tomorrow. We are going to tackle low-cost, fun dishes, little taste of St. Patty's incorporated, like Richard having a drink.
Corned beef in there.
I think there might be. But anyways, we're going to have some fun tomorrow. And then Friday, we have our Influencer Fridays. We're tackling some Maple Leaf plant-based products this Friday. Ooh. As we know, plant-based is huge in our industry. And then we're back next week again, starting on Tuesday all the way to Friday with shows at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time on the SVK network with amazing ideas. Next week, we got some cool stuff. I tell you, we got huge guests coming on. We've got Chefs in the Field. We've got Chorus Corner coming up on Thursday, tackling some cost. We're really listening to the industry. We know food's going up in price. We're going to give you solutions like these guys did today. So thank you so much, gentlemen.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Even though we're here presenting a lot of proteins here today, and you talked about Maple Leaf doing a plant-based protein show coming up. Canada is the largest producer of plant-based proteins. And
really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Weirdfacts.org. Anyways, so it's a really great space for us to really lead the way in. Like things like this are always going to be around. They're always going to do well. People are always going to love them and eat them. But again, diversifying your menu, including things like plant-based proteins to really make it interesting. Looking forward to the show.
Awesome. And for everyone else, make sure you also subscribe and follow the SVK network on YouTube, Facebook, and now we have Spotify podcast videos. So go over to Spotify, watch the shows on Spotify while you're running on the gym after you have one of those big Sundays of meat.
You're going to need it.
You're going to need it. Anyways, thanks so much, guys. Everyone else, have a great rest of your day. Get out there and dine, eat, and support our restaurants. Cheers.
Cheers.